We got the drop.
It's what I do, it's who I am.
I'm a hustler, baby.
No label, the label.
Whoa, what's up, mob? It's the biggest mob, Key the Kid, and welcome back to my channel, No Label the Label. If you like power like I love power, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn your post notification bell so you won't miss any other videos I have on power. Power Book 3 Racing Kanan is out now, yeah, and if you've been missing it, shame on you, but don't you worry, you fret not, my friend. You fret not, boyo. No Label the Label has you covered with the most exclusive content in the game. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. This right here is one of my most famous spoiler videos. Yes, in this video I will be telling you everything you need to know before you go watch episode 8 Reckonings. So I reckon you better grab your seat, grab you something to drink, something to eat. Don't get to smacking too loud because I can't talk too loud. If you smacking too loud, you're going to be able to miss something that I'm saying. And speaking of make sure you go hit the link in the description right now. Yes, it's a magical link. It'll take you to any streaming services you want to go stream my newest single. Now, speaking of official, stick around on YouTube and click the link below that to watch the official music video. The lead of the group in this episode. I say in this episode because the manager lets them know that, yeah, Jukebox, she knows when to speak up. She knows when to say something and when not to say something. She knows what I want because Jukebox told her that we shouldn't practice again because we only gonna mess up and that's gonna make you mad. And when Jukebox did that, that proved to the manager that Jukebox knows when to speak up and when not to. So with that being said, she became the lead of the group. Clap it up for Jukebox. And Crystal was pissed off, but we know Aisha was very, very happy. And speaking of Aisha, this isn't her slapping Jukebox. Jukebox was actually jumped due to Crystal being jealous of her becoming a lead. So Crystal sent her goons out to go beat up Jukebox so she won't make it to rehearsal. So Crystal could steal the spot. But little did she know Jukebox is on go. And she whooped them two girls, beat the dog sleeve out of them, and made it to practice just in time for rehearsal. You see what I'm saying? Now, speaking of rehearsal, I know Juke has been rehearsing this scene for the longest in her head. Having Aisha in her bed. Aisha notices the picture of so boom, Nicole, they sitting there talking and everything, and she was like, yeah, that was her. And she was complimenting on how she looked and everything, and she noticed that she was white. So she asked Jukebox, did you like white girls? And she said, I liked the Nicole. You see what I'm saying? And then they got to talking about how their relationship was, and Aisha wanted to know why they ended, and she said we didn't break up. She ended up dying on me. And, you know, Aisha was very sad and saying that she was sorry. And Jukebox was telling her, you ain't got to be sorry. It ain't your fault. You know what I'm saying? Whole time I know she thinking it's Kanan's fault. But, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So she was like, that's just something you say when you lose somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like Jukebox is working her magic so she could pull out that magic stick. You see what I'm saying? But we ain't just disregard that. I don't even know why I said it. Now, speaking of magic stick, Kanan think he the big man on campus. Whole time Crystal is just using him. So she sees Jukebox and Aisha across the way, and now she want to get all lovey-dovey and stuff. And so Aisha was like, well, I guess Kanan moved on. You know what I'm saying? And Jukebox was like, man, I'll go slap him right now for you. I got you. And Aisha was telling her that it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it at all. I'm not worrying about them. I got you, baby. I got you. So it looks like Aisha likes Jukebox back. So I guess we're going to have to see how that plays out if Jukebox stays. Yeah, because towards the end of the episode, the sergeant asks Laverne Thomas, was she getting cold feet? Because, they're getting ready to start the process of her leaving New York and becoming part of the army, military, whatever she signed up for. And Jukebox was wondering if she could bag out. You know what I'm saying? And the man was telling her that you made a promise to the United States. You don't want to break any promises like that. I don't know you, but I know you don't want to do that. And she let him know that, America has broken plenty promises to her. And he reminded her that, America promised you freedom and you got freedom. So you should be happy with that. Now, speaking of being happy with that, I know Marvin was very, very upset when Gerald, his supposed to be partner, with the articles, Marvin met Gerald last season at the AA meetings or whatever you call it. So Gerald begins to ask Marvin about Bulletproof Records. Marvin laughs it off and said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about that." He said, "Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I seen that Jukebox recorded a song underneath that label, which was owned by you and your family. You see what I'm saying? Or partially owned by your family. And I just want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I heard that they had connections with the mafia and all that there." He was like, "Well, where you hearing this from?" He said, "Well, I got friends at the police department." And he said, "You talking to the NYPD about me? Is you crazy? Man, you told me you work for entertainment and arts. What the police got to do with that?" And he said, "Man, they don't. They don't. And they playing Candyland." So Gerald ends up getting a call from the cops. So he goes take the call. And they end up telling him that you better get some information on Marvin or you will be playing Candyland board games with your daughters from Sing Sing. Now, see, in the last few episodes, we found out that the police have Marvin on their radar. Marvin is on the radar of the NYPD from pulling off a whole bunch of crimes. And the detective let Howard know that secretly. He wasn't supposed to let Howard know. They're keeping him at arm's length. But it looks like Howard will be taking that seat that he wants to be at the top at the precinct. I forgot the position. You see what I'm saying? So boom. That man lets Howard know that, once you in this seat, you need to go after Marvin. The feds are trying to close this up and they trying to wrap this up and get him out the way. They got so much on Marvin and they want you to pursue it. You need to pursue that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not looking too good for Marvin. But if you know like I know, Marvin is in season 4. That's all I can say. But if it was up to Lou, he'll tell you everything. He'll tell you what's going on in season 4. If it was up to Lou, good drunken, good talking. Ooh, just good talking ass mother. He just talk too much. You see what I'm saying? So this episode starts off with Lulu, your uncle, cause he ain't kin to me. Drunk like that, no. So he pull up to his sister house drunk, letting all the neighbors know that he's a big old killer. If you missed that clip, I will leave it in the link in the description. It'll be under the music video to You see what I did there? But lay around there and go watch that because it is a treat. So Lulu is drunk and he's telling everybody he's a big old killer, this and that and the third. And Raquel is just over it. She's just done. And I'm like, So she ended up telling Marvin, you know what I'm saying, about Lou and what he got going on. And Marvin is like, man, Lou needs help. Lou needs our help. And Raquel ain't trying to hear that. She like, fuck Lou and fuck all that old shit he got going on. What he need to do is shut up. Talking about he need help and he need to go talk to somebody. Talking is his problem. He talks too much. And you know how Raquel get when it comes to Lou. She just gets in her feelings and gets to yapping and yapping and yapping. So she gets to explaining to Marvin that, I've been looking in the mirror and nobody else has been looking in the mirror. Lou needs to look in the mirror and figure out all his mistakes are on him. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody save him. You see what I'm saying? Can't nobody save him from himself. He need to save himself. He need to help himself. This and that and the third. You see what I'm saying? And she asked Marvin, has he been looking in the mirror? And he said, that's what my whole life has been about. And she asked, "Do you like what you see when you look in the mirror?" He said he's starting to. So long story short, Raquel gets her mother to come over there to take care of Lou, and Lou doesn't like that. So Lou ends up leaving, and the mother ends up saying, "Well, I'll just tell her I tried to stop you." Which is bullshit. Why you ain't try to stop that man? Now speaking of stop that man, Raquel goes over to Snaps and Pops while they're over at the racing track, betting on horses and all that at this little dinner play, whatever. So they go meet up. And Raquel grabs her a seat to let them know that, look, whatever you got going on with Kanan needs to stop right now today. And Snap and Pop let them know that, look, you don't run shit over here. And besides, we not even working with Kanan. We fronted Ronnie some money. We gave Ronnie some money to get back on his feet. You see what I'm saying? And she lets them know that Ronnie is messing with Kanan. And at the end of the day, they just telling her that we ain't got nothing to do with that. And besides, you need to watch who you talking to. We the pioneers of this. We started this barbecue shit. And this is the thanks we get. And Raquel is like, man, look, everybody talking about how they started this and that, but it's about who closed the doors at the end of the day, who turns the lights off. And you know how old heads this get. And that and the when when a group of old heads get together, the conversation just goes on and on. It's like prolonged with so much small talk, yet filled with so much big words. I don't understand. So Raquel sees that Snap and Pops aren't supplying Ronnie with the product. They only gave him some money. So she wants to know who is his supplier. And she said, I know you're not going to tell me, so I'm going to have to find out on my own. And that she did. So before Raquel went to go get the blessing to go take Juliana off the map, yeah, I'm going in the right direction. She was talking to Panera Bread. Excuse me, I just keep pronouncing her name wrong. She went to talk to Panera Bread, and her and Panera Bread was talking about Ronnie Urkel. You see what I'm saying? So when they was talking about Ronnie, she let them know that, you know, she trying to stay far away from Ronnie as possible, that she has to protect Rome with her all her life. You see what I'm saying? That she is all Rome got until Unique come back. Oh shit. And she was saying that, you know, her best bet is to not even think about Ronnie, and especially not go anywhere near him. Plus he has his own life to live anyway. He got himself a new girlfriend now. And Raquel was like, he got himself a girlfriend. Wait, what? And she was like, yeah, when I came home, he had his girl there, the chick from the bodega. And it looks like they was finna get real freaky. And she said, wait, how long that's been going on? So I guess Pranessa realized that, you know, what all happened with Unique, the girl from the bodega, and Rock. So she just decided to exit herself out of the equation altogether. You see what I'm saying? So now, equipped with this information, Raquel takes it to Juliana's cousin, where she lets him know that, look, Juliana went around you. Can't you tell? She's buying stuff that she couldn't afford. She's buying more things. She's handling you a different way. I bet she handling you a different way. That's because she went around you and got her own deal. And, you know, he's starting to understand that. And he said, you know, I see that. You know, when she had her husband, I didn't like the guy at all, but he kept her in line. Now she changed. She changed. You know what I'm saying? Ever since he left, she changed. And Raquel reminds him that she didn't change. That's who she always been. She just couldn't be that because of the things, you know, that she had going on. So he told her that before I give you my blessing, I gotta check with my people. And if my people say it's a go, you can go kill that hoe for shit show. Now Juliana all surprised to see Rock with that big old gun finna kill her. And she like, my cousin will have your head when he finds out it was you, when he finds out you're here. And she said, look, your cousin know I'm here. He sent me. And she like, wait, look. I got money. I can give you money. And she said, Raquel let her know that our problem between me and you is way bigger than dollars and cents, baby. You see what I'm saying? So she shoots her in the knee, and then she shoots her repeatedly. You see what I'm saying? Now that's the 411 on that information. Speaking of 411, Lulu leaves the tape at the bar to give for the woman to give to Famous. And when Famous comes over there to the studio to record, to see Lou or do whatever he was finna do, she gives him the tape and lets him know that you should be very proud of this tape and I'm a big fan. And he was like, well, where's Lou? And she said, Lou was sounding like he'll be gone for a while. I don't know when, maybe some days, maybe some weeks. And Famous was weak when he heard that. So he was like, man, maybe I could just record, do some songs or whatever while Lou gone until he get back. You see what I'm saying? And she let him know that that equipment is not hers to lend out. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to have to help me around, move some stuff, wash some dishes, and clean up. And Famous said, bet, I got you. It's a go. So now Famous is tied in and he has some studio to go record at. And now speaking of business done, Kanan is working his moves. He's out there getting all his business done. Here you can see him at a meeting with Snaps and Pops and Urkel. Yeah, Ronnie was there too. So they asking Kanan, what would you rather be respected or feared? Excuse me. And Ronnie said feared. And they said, we didn't ask you. We talking to Kanan. You see what I'm saying? And Kanan said, that's a trick question. Fear is respect. Respect is fear. You can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? You only respect a man because you fear him. You only fear a man because you respect him. And they was like, wow, that's what's up. So they offered him a drink. And he was like, nah, I'm good. And they said, just because Ronnie a teeny bopper don't mean you can't have fun. And Kanan was like, nah, I'm good. And Snaps and Pops was like, oh, man, you just like your dad. He ain't had no vices either. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, and he barely messed with any girls. Your mother is the only girl we ever known for him to mess with. You see what I'm saying? So then they just continue to praise Def Con and Kanan and all that old stuff and just giving him the proper confidence he needs to instill him to get to where he needs to be in the game. Before we get out of here, I want to let you guys know, everybody wants to know what's going on in this scene right here. What's happening with Lulu. Well, I'll be here to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Your Uncle Lulu, because he ain't my uncle. No, he is not. So boom, like I was saying, he was taking a pee. He was taking a pee, drinking all that liquor. Yeah, he got a piss like a racing truck with a, you know what Cat Williams said. He had to pee. You see what I'm saying? So while he taking the pee, they had some jack boys eyeing him like, oh, look, he by himself. Let's go get him. And they was like, hey, man, you all right? You okay? What you got going on? And so Lulu basically told him to shut the fuck up and to get out his face. You see what I'm saying? And they pulled out a weapon. And so Lulu was like, what you gonna cut me? And then Lulu pulled out his gun and he started shooting at him. And he was like, yeah, run. I thought so, pussies. He started shooting at him and stuff. He was like, man, y'all can't even roll up on nobody, right? Speaking of make sure you click the link in the description right now and go stream on iTunes or Spotify, Amazon or Apple Music, wherever you want to abuse it. There are a few things I didn't cover in this spoilers video, so if you guys want a part 2, click the link and get to 4.1 thousand. Yeah, 4.1K, and I will drop part 2 the same day. Because looks like we're out of time for today's video. If you like today's video, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn your post notification bell so you won't miss any other videos I have on Power. My Instagram is in the link in the description. It's the my biggest Key the Kid.
How you for me like you need me, then